Hello and welcome back to Kylie Savage Psychic Medium. This is your weekly reading for the 2nd of March 2019 to the 8th of March 2019. We have here 4 cards from Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle, and they are, the anchor card is Round and Round, the second card is New Light, third card is Chaos and Conflict, and the fourth card is A Leg Up. And a brand new purchase for me, we have Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle cards, and we have Trust Your Path from her deck. Okay, so I'm trusting that you all had a great week last week, and I'd love to hear if you had any insights from the weekly reading, and if it turned out to be accurate for you, or any experiences that you had with that. Now, looking at this week, when we have Round and Round, and this here it's the anchor card, what can happen is sometimes we feel like, uh-oh, we're here again. We feel like we're learning the same lesson, surrounded with the same people, the same sort of situations, and we feel like we're not getting anywhere. We can actually feel stuck or frustrated with where we're at. And yet Round and Round is inviting you to look at your life from this perspective and to understand that, yes, perhaps you've just peeled another layer off the onion, and yet what's happening is you're being brought back to a similar situation or a similar perspective, and yet you are looking at it from higher ground. So it's an invitation from the universe to go back and to experience something that you've been through before, and yet to acknowledge that everything always changes. We're either always evolving or devolving, and you've actually come to this point in time with more under your belt, more wisdom, more life experience, more tools in your tool belt, and more experience and a greater capacity to be able to process and understand the situation, and to be able to learn something new here. So please, if you feel like you are stuck in Groundhog Day, know that you're not. Just take a little bit of time out to reflect and say, okay, last time I was in this kind of deja vu, similar experience, what was going on for me, and how did I respond to the people, places and things, the situations that were in my life at that time. Accept the invitation the universe is giving you and say, right, what can I do differently this time, and what might I possibly gain from that? Remember, there's a silver cloud in every lining. I'm an eternal optimist. I've learnt the phrase recently to be a realistic optimist, or an optimistic realist, and I really love that, because we can't go around with our rose-coloured glasses on or our head in the sand. It just doesn't really lead to us, living a very effective and valuable life. Yet we can't be, on the other side of the scale, we can't be deeply pessimistic and cynical either. We need a balance. So being an optimistic realist, I think, is a great combining of those two viewpoints. Okay, so please stay optimistic this week, grounded in reality, and just take a deep breath and just say, right, this is an opportunity before me. I'm not being punished. I don't have to learn this lesson like we're staying in school and being punished until we get it right. I'm being invited, I've been given an opportunity, and what's the best that I can get out of this experience, and then share, your wisdom and your growth with others in ways that's appropriate to do so. Okay, I really love that New Life is our next right action, because we need to look at from this new perspective, from gaining this knowledge, from similar experiences we've had in the past, where's that all headed? And this spread actually talks to me about, like, I think one of our other readings was about dreams and goals. And when I see New Life, the focus still is very much on what is it that we'd like to bring into our lives? What is the new opportunity for growth? What's the new dream? What's the new goal? What is it that we can birth into being? And I'd really like for you to have a think about anything that that is something new you'd like to bring about, and say perhaps this is the week where we see this come to pass. And I also want you to know, when we have new life opposite chaos and conflict, because you know I read in the 4 directions as well as in the flow system, when we have new life opposite chaos and conflict, it means that just with all births, having been through 2 myself, I know this to be true. Not all birthing processes are pain-free and painless and easy. They can be, yet not all of them are. And what it's saying is, I feel like this new project, this new dream, it's not only going to rock the boat with the people around you, it's also kind of going to rock your own boat. And I really feel like you may surprise yourself with what you're capable of. And it's about living life at the next level too. And it's knowing that seeing chaos and conflict is actually a really great sign in here, because it's saying if you're going to feel uncomfortable, you're going to take some risks. If things are rocky, then that's fantastic, because it means you really are breaking old patterns and cycles from here. You really are moving forward on that spiral, and something new is coming into your life, and your life will be changed and different. It may be a very subtle change. It may not be, so in your face. It may not be a brand new job, or it may not be, jumping career paths exactly. It may be a lot more of a smaller change, and yet it is something very new, and it does take your life in a new direction. So know that when you see chaos and conflict and opposite new life, that this is a fantastic sign. This means that these things are coming about. You have put the foundation there, you have done the work, the steps are in place, and this is all happening. Now, as it's all happening, I like round and round and a leg up, because I feel like it's saying to bring forth this new change, to bring forth this new life, you are going to be doing something differently, and you are going to need support with that. So Spirit's already putting it in there. Ask for assistance and support. And that may be one of the patterns that changes. Perhaps in the past you've played the victim martyr game, and in the martyr game we do everything on our own, and we whinge and complain about how hard life is, and how you have to do everything yourself and nobody helps you and all the rest of it. You can hear that I've played that game very successfully, because I know the talk. So perhaps breaking the pattern here is actually inviting in support and assistance, whether that's from Spirit, whether it's from friends, family, colleagues, a mentor. I always look at books, online support, courses, something like that. But you are inviting, that's the invitation too, you are inviting in support, so that you may absolutely break this old pattern and set up something new. I really, really like that. So please remember this week, you don't have to do everything on your own. I love a leg up, even that the mama polar bear is standing still so the baby can get on board, and then the baby can ride across the polar fields instead of having to struggle on their own. I really like that Spirit is saying to us this week, we don't have to do everything on our own. Support is there, and all we need to do is ask. So trust yourself. Take some chances this week. Take some risks. All change requires risks. Be brave. Use your courage muscles, and start to move forward with all this information and with support. Now, trust your path. I love that. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So it's very much in sync with this, a leg up. Now, like I've talked before, so many of us just squash our dreams. They never make it out of thought stage, because we, hit them with a hammer and we say, oh no, that's no good, I can't do that. And we think of a million reasons and excuses why we can't make changes, or, support our dreams and work for our goals. And the thing is, if we can get our ideas past the thought stage and we can take some action towards them, if we can get on the path, then Spirit meets us there. And if we can just give ourselves permission, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Give ourselves permission to just dream. So many clients I see, They hear that phrase too. If you could do anything in your life, and money or, you know, time or whatever was not an object, what would you do? And even in a conversation, they won't allow themselves to consider what might they like to do with their lives. What is the dream? What is the goal? What is that, you know, what that small still voice inside, what is it saying? We must give ourselves permission to get into that beautiful, creative, imaginative phase and that space, and stay there and dream, consider, ponder, become curious, you know, just luxuriate in giving ourselves permission to dream. And then we can, you know, dig deep for those gold nuggets. We can journal, we can record, you know, all these thoughts. We can take some action towards supporting them by getting them out, getting them past that thought stage. And then knowing that there is a path for your life, and you co-create it with the divine. And if there were no obstacles, what would you do? And once you get through this stage, which it can be so difficult for so many of you, and I agree because I've been there, done that. You know, and people, I say don't share your dreams with other people because everyone has an opinion and they'll tell you why it can't work. It's very rare to get someone who says, wow, that's a fantastic idea, you know, what do you need? Can I support you in that? That just often doesn't happen. So this can be a private process and a private practice for you to do. Get your dreams out, you know, start writing them, recording them in journals or something, and then start to see that there is a path for you and that there will be support for that. We've got to put in the action. We've got to follow those intuitive breadcrumbs, and we've got to start taking those baby steps towards them. And then if we look back, we can see, oh my God, you know, we think we have to make changes and leaps and bounds, and we don't. We just have to take the teeniest, tiniest steps towards making these things come true. And then when we look back, we can see there was a path, there was a process, and there has been forward movement. And if we took a little bit of action every day towards bringing our dreams into reality, we would be able to look back and see how much progress we've made. It's easy to sit on our bums and do nothing and, you know, talk ourselves out of bringing our dreams into reality. It's very easy to do that. And where does that get you? It gets you absolutely nowhere. In fact, you can feel more frustrated and resentful with your life and the people around you. And if we need to take responsibility for our dreams and our goals, we need to understand to bring this new life in. That's all on us. No one is going to do it for us, and nobody knows exactly what it is that we want or need. It's all begins and ends with us. So I want for you to trust yourself, trust your dreams, trust your thoughts, trust those inspired ideas, and take some action this week. And I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel and let me know in the comments. Let me know one teeny tiny thing you did to support yourself and bring your dreams and goals into reality. Okay, I have a website. It's www.kyliesavagepsychic.weebly.com. You can find me on Facebook. My business page is Kylie Savage Psychic Medium. You can find me on Instagram. It's Kylie_Savage_ all one word Psychic Medium. And I have some exciting things coming up that I'd really love for you to all know about, some ways that you can work with me and learn from me. So I'd love for you to get in touch, and if you have any questions too about the readings or about oracle cards or about my readings or any of my work, please don't hesitate to let me know. You can also email me at kyliesavagepsychic@gmail.com. Thank you. May your week be completely and totally blessed.